Welcome back. My name is Anthony Maslow of The Boy Who Cried Flowers. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to my team and Mayesh Wholesale for supplying our beautiful blooms today. Today we're going to get working on an enchanted asymmetrical hanging arch. So getting started with our hanging install, we as a team have cut and formed some chicken wire into our archway. What we're going to be doing is using this chicken wire in a sausage form that we have binded together as a floating installation. I have my team here helping me, and I think it's very important to always utilize your team with hanging installations or any large scale installations for that matter. Some of the tools we're working with today are chicken wire. We've got some industrial wire, wire cutters, some floral tools such as a floral knife. So with this hanging installation being in wire, what I've decided to do is use water tubes. This is going to ensure that the blooms can last for 24 hours with a water source. I'll be showing you how to use these water tubes, however I won't be using them in this install so that we don't waste any. Gorgina! Gorgina! Sustainable practices are very important to The Boy Who Cried Flowers and myself as a designer. As a business, we've chosen to partner with Common Rock, which is located in Long Beach, California, to pick up our compostable materials. I have Jennifer here, a good friend of mine, who is one of the owners of Common Rock, helping us out today. And we're gonna ask her a few questions about how you can make an impact environmentally. So Jennifer, what flowers are able to be composted?
Basically, any and all flowers can be composted, excluding ones that have been dyed because we're not sure where that dye comes from. If it's a food-based dye, totally okay. Basically the rule is if it grows, it goes. I feel like, as floral designers within this industry, we are responsible for the planet because the planet provides us with the things that we use, the tools that we use to create and to live off of for our businesses. So when we compost our flowers that we use, instead of throwing them into the trash, and a lot of us don't even know what the city does with our trash. My city, for example, incinerates it, and it all goes into the atmosphere, and then we breathe that in. We can compost it instead. It turns into beautiful soil-like material that goes back into the ground and grows these flowers that we end up using.
And how can people get a hold of you?
So commonrock.com is our website. Or even if you can't afford the service, we provide you with all the information that you need to compost within your own home.
Rad, that's awesome. Thanks for this information.
Sure.
I hope that this helps everyone out there. And also feel free to reach out to Jennifer. So to make sure that these flowers are gonna last in this installation, I would typically use a water pick. I'd cut the flower at a 45-degree angle, insert it into my water pick, and use that right inside. Now I'm not going to use that for these videos as I don't want to waste them, although they are reusable. However, if this were for an installation, for a wedding, for a photo shoot, to keep it fresh longer, I would definitely be using water picks. I've created a little bit of a touch of baby's breath throughout this. I want those moments to be a little more out there, a little more exaggerated, add some etherealness to it, especially because it is a floating arch. In this moment, I'm going in with some white carnations and I'm just filling in the base. I'm keeping them pretty short and just using it to cover any mechanics. And again, keeping them very, very close to that chicken wire, but in an in and out texture. The carnations I'm using have a little bit of a tighter circumference. So I'm just going through and rolling the necks of them and puffing them up a little bit so they take up a little more space for me. So as we're getting filled out, I just wanted to point out a few things that you may have noticed. We have chicken wire in a sausage roll. Very simple, very easy to do, right? So you can create an incredible hanging installation very simply. We also are using materials that are very easy to get a hold of. We're using white carnations and baby's breath. And what we're doing is we're just clustering these elements and filling in the base of this hanging installation. And what we'll do at the end is go in and add our really cool flowers and add some color story. We've got to a really good point basing out our floating arch, and right now I have Ezekiel working on plugging in more carnations. These are basing out the arch right now. Again, we're going to go in and add some more elements. I do want at this bend of the arch a little more interest, so I'm going to go in with some spray roses. So now I'm just adding in some reflex white lisianthus. Again, I'm going to keep this pretty light and white, and now I'm just going to bring in some ranunculus. Start curving out the top with some of these more. I'm fairly satisfied with the base that I have established. So what I'm gonna do right now is go in with some colors and add a little bit of fun. First, we'll start off with these pink sweet pea. Oh, one of my favorite scents of a flower. Icelandic poppies happen to be one of my favorite florals. They're just such a pretty flower and so versatile. I'm going to introduce these over to the left side as well. You see, we're moving away from these very easy to find traditional flowers like carnations and baby's breath and into these more interesting flowers that are seasonal and add a lot more brilliance to the design. So we're going in with some tulips now. I just want to bring that springiness in. I want to feel like this is something that we're coming out of winter, we're walking into spring. We've got like all these beautiful flowers that come up from that melting snow, that cooler water causing these to bloom. Some of the inspiration behind this was winter moving into spring, and that's why I chose the gradient of the florals. We've got this very like classic feeling, almost cold and bland, moving into this very fun and springtime feeling. Like, doesn't that just lift you up? So on this white side, I'm not gonna leave it completely alone. I do wanna add some more texture in there as well. So I'm gonna bring in some of these ruffled tulips. Y'all, she's getting there. Now I'm going through with some white sweet pea, and I'm just breaking up some of this baby's breath. Again, the more you have going on that is appeasing to the eye, the more interest, depth, and versatility the arrangement has. And then some paper white. For the final touches, I'm just gonna go through and add some stock. Again, this is another one of our flowers that are highly accessible. We had a lot of people asking to use more accessible flowers like stock, baby's breath, and carnation. So here you have it. We've got an installation, a hanging archway. Very interesting, very ethereal, very light. This is perfect for a photo shoot, perfect for a bride, perfect for a groom even. Me. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We hope you had a really great time. We loved making this for you. On that note, I want to say a special thanks to Mayash for supplying these blooms. Anna, Claire, and Fallen, my team, Ezekiel, and Jennifer, thank you guys so much. We would love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to know what you'd like to see in the future. Please hit us up on Instagram at TheBoyWhoCriedFlowers. Bye guys.